Great. Give me an ass bag, okay?
What?
Knock on wood, I think it's fixed.
It's not fixed?
No, knock on wood, I think it's fixed.
Oh, knock on wood, you think it's fixed?
Yeah.
Let's hope so. Oh man. How was it?
You know that, you know the wall?
Huh?
The big wall?
Yeah.
And there's the step up and then there's the rollers. I went from the step, I like jumped the step up and then the rollers.
Oh shit.
I tripled it. I was 4 feet wide and I went,
Oh man. Thank God I have good suspension. Ooh.
I hit everything but the double in the back. This table, the last table, and then
Yeah.
there's the corner and the big triple.
That's nice. Ooh. I'm done for today.
You're done?
Too many motors already.
How many
5.
did you do? 5?
I just do it. I'm just like kind of training the technique. So I go slow. You know, maybe I didn't do as many laps because I'm going slower, making sure that I stay in the ruts. Not very worried about going fast, to be honest. Just want to learn it the right way. I only started riding like 4 months ago. I rode like trails for many years, but I never done like tracks. I started riding trails with my dad when I was like 5, so I'm 34, so almost 30 years.
You're probably pretty good at trails.
This is like foreign to me. I don't know. I mean, some stuff translates, but the vast majority doesn't. Problem is, I moved here, there's no trails. You know, you gotta know somebody that has land and allows you to ride, and it's easier to go to the tracks.
You look great out there, man. Awesome attack position.
Ah, appreciate it. That's what I'm trying to ingrain like the technique, going slow, you know, not trying to ride over my head.
Get that down. You see that? I see that so much, like with kids as he's been growing up.
Yeah.
You know, the kids that were able to get on the loud button.
Yeah.
You know, and just, you know, they just did it however they did it, you know, that were fast, younger.
That's the thing.
Now he's catching and surpassing them.
Absolutely.
just
Probably because his foundation is way
he
better.
has good foundation.
Yeah. That's it.
And knock on wood, he hasn't been injured yet this year.
No, he won't be. That's the good thing. It's like the better your technique is, the harder it is to get injured.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah,
But, of course, like you will at some point.
Yeah, I had double knee surgery this year.
I've had 4 knee surgeries. Broke like 6 ribs, rotator cuff,
I
all
did my
patched up.
rotator cuff.
Huh?
On the start, I did my rotator cuff. My shoulder got ran over and I couldn't move it. It was like dangling. I was like, why
Yeah.
can't I move?
But I agree with your dad, which is the kids that don't care about it, usually they're faster first, and then they cap at a certain,
Yep.
they kind of plateau. And then, for example, if you're focused on yours, you just surpass them and they'll never be able to catch you, ever. Because they kind of ingrained the bad technique. It's very hard to unlearn. I got lucky with like motocross. I've been to like 2 or 3 camps. I did one with like Jet and Hunter and AJ down in Georgia. Yeah, that was super cool. It's like there is no secret to it. You know what I mean? The guys are like, now you see them like riding super fast, and they say, listen, the secret is this and this and this that everybody already knows. We just do it more than everybody else. We practice more than everybody else. We're just repetition, repetition, repetition.
Yep.
You know, foot on the peg, squeeze the bike with your knees, attack position. That's how we do it. You know, don't let your knees come forward. You know, handlebar grip. This is how you grip. Doorknob type stuff. Blah blah blah. It's like simple stuff.
Hear that, Ronnie? Don't let your knees come forward. Are you listening?
I know.
That stuff. That's a tough one. I'm bummed out that like this is the second week without the races. We're gonna be back next week, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. What do you think about Deegan? Do you think what do you think about him?
No.
You don't like him?
I don't care for the person, but
He's a good rider.
I mean, he's a hell of a rider.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it, doing that at 17. I mean,
That's
with
impressive,
that kind
isn't
of
it?
endurance, it's
Yeah.
freaking impressive. And you see him, and he's not built like, you know, especially Jet.
Yeah.
You know, he's a thick kid,
Yeah.
and you know, he gets his fitness to even the next level. It's like, oh wow.
What do you think about Tomac coming back? Do you think he's gonna be like up there?
I don't know. You tell me. What do you think?
I think he will, man. I think because like what the reason is not. I don't think it's. I think it's his desire. You know what I mean? It's like you're on the top. You're going to win $1 million. You're right there, and then boop, your Achilles just
Yep.
you know pops your Achilles. It's like it's almost like it's a must.
Yeah, I mean, I'm paranoid about the transmission oil level of this thing now.
Yeah.
I mean, I really think it'll be interesting
Oh yeah.
because
I wish this year we had everybody, meaning Tomac, Barsha, all the guys that are out, because Roxon, everybody racing, just so we can see like Jet's true potential, if that makes sense.
yeah, and I mean
I'm not saying that it's easy, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm not diminishing what the guy's doing.
no.
It was just like probably would be, I don't know, more fun to watch with everybody there.
Well, what I'm kind of fascinated with is like Brandis doesn't seem to have any sort of an answer.
Yeah,
You know?
that's true. Yeah, not even close. I don't even think he can beat like Chase.
Yeah, and I mean, I mean it's interesting because I was watching James Stewart podcast.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the Yamaha bike setups, and he's like thinks they're missing the boat on some of the setup stuff.
Yeah.
And
Isn't that the rider?
yeah, I mean,
Don't you
know,
tell your
even-
team like how
and
to
he
set the
was
bike up?
He was pointing out even the differences between Jet
And Chase's?
Sexton's
Is that yeah?
bike.
I think I watched that podcast.
Did you?
He was saying like that the rebound on Jet's bike is a little bit faster, therefore the wheel seems to be on the ground longer, right? Like all the time, making
Yes.
contact with the ground. Yeah, I remember that. But it's what's your view on that? Do you think that alone is making the difference, you think?
You know, that's the thing that my knowledge of that is really lacking. I tell Rui what he's doing, and Rui
Yeah.
puts the clickers and goes, okay, go ride it. And I mean, that whole thing. There's definitely things to be gained and lost there, but you wouldn't think it'd be so profound. You would think that teams, with their data logging,
They would,
their
yeah.
observations, they'd have it kind of
Dial down? Yeah, I see what you're saying. But that's tough, isn't it? Because like there's like rider preference, there's like all sorts of things. Carmichael, for example, he has a different point of view. I don't know if you've seen like his point, which is when he rode, he wanted the bike to be soft. He liked to ride with the bike soft, and like the team is like, no, you can't do that. You gotta do this, you gotta do that. He's like, no, this is what I'm doing. I like my bike like this.
Oh yeah, and I know and get that, and I mean I come from a karting background.
Okay.
And you know, it's like, you know, my kart setup would be totally different than, you know, another guy that was I was racing with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're running the same model Italian chassis, you know. And it's like he couldn't drive mine and I hated his, you know, but
That's interesting.
we were equally as fast, but and it's like I would compensate because I wasn't a smooth driver. I would actually, and it's counterintuitive, I would compensate by making my kart very twitchy. So it forced me to smooth out, if that makes any sort of sense.
It does. It's kind of like, it's the same thing with the rigidity of the chassis on a
Right.
bike, right?
Right.
Interesting.
And so it's like,
Those things, like, it's hard.
oh yeah.
There's a place in near like maybe North Liberty. They have like a little track. Have you been there?
Yeah, I used to work for the company that owns that.
Oh.
They used to be a major importer of Italian race chassis. I used to work for them full time and run the race team back, you know, 18 years ago when they were selling, you know, 800 chassis a year. And
That's crazy. Because like I gotta say, that thing is tough. I went there with my wife. My wife really likes like speed.
yeah,
And like I rode maybe twice, and they only do like 10-minute laps or whatever time at the time. When I stopped riding, my back here and my neck is like, I don't know. It's like, the thing is like.
now think about those arrive and drives that they have.
Yeah,
That's the equivalent of a pit bike compared to a 450. When you, I mean, for an actual racing cart, there's as much difference between a stock, you know, KLX 110 and your bike. That's the difference.
That's crazy.
That was there.
Was it like a 2-stroke or 4-stroke?
2-stroke, yeah.
That's crazy.
2-stroke. Yeah, I raced. I was at the end. I was, you know, fast locally, competitive regionally, and like my last year, I was outside front row for the first heat of the national championships in my class.
Oh shit.
But then I got crashed out in my first heat and went to the hospital.
Oh man.
So
what a bummer.
it was like my 15 minutes of fame were gone.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Was it serious or what?
No, just it was a pretty
No,
bad
it was
concussion.
serious, right?
Yeah.
And then did you go back to racing or no?
I went back one more year, and then I met his mom and got married and had a kid, and
Life got in the way.
Well, and it's so funny because it's like it's a great hobby, it's a great sport, it's really cool, it's really fun, but it is so freaking expensive.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I mean, back in 2004. So, you know, 19 years ago, was my last serious year, and I had a sponsor for chassis, so I didn't pay for a chassis. I had a sponsor for my engines and my engine work, so I didn't pay for an engine or anything.
Okay.
I had a sponsor for tires, so I didn't pay for tires.
Man.
I had a sponsor for trailer, so I had all this stuff covered, so basically all I paid was my entry fees and then crash parts that I broke.
Yeah.
At the end of the season, I stopped adding at $22,000 when I was adding up the invoice, and it's like, oh, all right, we got to do it.
That's crazy. And this is just like, you're well taken care of.
Yeah.
If you were just like a privateer type stuff,
yeah,
you would be above like $100 grand.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it's like, okay, you know.
Too much.
And then, I mean, unfortunately, like I said, it's a great sport. And, you know, you don't touch performance of carts until you get into the upper level formula cars. You know, you're up to Formula 2 before you get the lateral acceleration that you get,
Yeah.
you know, in the real karts. But, you know, to do it locally or try to do something, I mean, we'd be driving to Newcastle down by Indy to race all the time. You know, it's just
Yeah,
like,
it's
just
far.
nuts.
Then there's the miles, there's everything
Yeah.
else. There's
And I mean, it's a new $300 set of tires every race. Not
That's
every
crazy.
weekend, but every race if you want to be competitive, you know.
yeah, that's crazy. It's like I've been like summing up how much money I've been spending on just go to the tracks and riding and
Yeah.
gas and tires and stuff.
Yeah.
It's nothing compared to it. Maybe $1,500 a month at most.
Yeah.
At most.
Yeah.
This is like if you ride every single weekend of the year.
Yep. And I mean, think about, and it's like, you know, that's why we do this, because if we were karting, I could help them a bunch. Here, I'm lost.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
I
you,
don't
can
know.
always, you always learn, you know, like how long have you guys been doing this for?
How long we've been racing, buds? 2018.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's like 3-4 years. You probably know way more than you knew back then, right?
Yeah,
So it's like-
for sure. But
and you guys are not going to stop. So in 3 years from now,
Yeah.
you'll be in an even